Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving right into the absolutely fascinating, high stakes intersection of artificial intelligence and product design. It's this wild space where futuristic promises are constantly clashing with some very grounded realities. And honestly, the paradigm is shifting faster than ever right now. I'm super excited to explore this with you today. We're going to unpack how AI is fundamentally changing the way we create, while also uncovering a few eye-opening truths about what this tech can and definitely cannot do. So let's start with a question. Did you know that most new products actually fail? I know, it is a incredibly harsh reality check right out of the gate. But according to Wikipedia's breakdown of product design, even if you have a brilliant, world-changing idea, the market is just incredibly unforgiving. You see, a product isn't just a cool idea, it's an execution. If a design doesn't resonate with users or if a company burns through too many iterations without finding its footing, the market simply considers it dead. The margin for error here is razor thin. Take a massive breakthrough like CRISPR gene editing. It's literally the ultimate analogy for a complex product. You might have this miraculous medical innovation, right? But it still faces immense commercialization, access, and design hurdles. Productizing something this complex means figuring out exactly how it's going to be manufactured, distributed, and actually administered to patients. If the value, the affordability, and the practical application aren't mapped out extremely early on, well, the product simply won't reach the people who desperately need it. Now, to really grasp AI's evolving role in all this, we kind of need to draw a clear line in the sand between industrial design and product design. As outlined by the folks at Studio Red, industrial design focuses heavily on the physical realm. We're talking the form, the physical ergonomics, and the mass manufacturability of an actual object. Product design, on the other hand, acts as a much broader, holistic umbrella. It encompasses both physical and digital products, focusing deeply on overall user functionality, strategy, and that long-term market viability. To successfully navigate these different disciplines, teams rely on highly structured processes. A classic one you'll see cited is the Double Diamond Framework. Think of it as a two-step dance for problem solving. First up, you diverge. You explore the problem space as widely as humanly possible, gathering research and throwing out ideas without locking into any predefined solutions. Then you converge. You start making really focused decisions to narrow down those options and zero in on an actual, targeted solution that makes sense for the end user. But what happens when you scale that whole process up to massive organizations? Yeah, things get incredibly complicated. This is exactly why companies rely on what Beyond Labs calls enterprise design systems. These systems provide a high-value structure, basically acting as a single source of truth for massive organizations. They are absolutely essential because they allow companies to manage incredibly complex digital and physical product operations effectively. It keeps huge, globally distributed teams perfectly aligned without them constantly reinventing the wheel. And right here is where our paradigm shifts from traditional frameworks to totally futuristic capabilities. Generative AI enters the chat as the ultimate design accelerant. McKinsey actually shared some incredible data on this in the catalyst phase of design. Get this, industrial designers at an automotive manufacturer use Gen AI to create 25 unique variations of a next-generation car dashboard in just 2 hours. 2 hours. What used to take a week or more of tedious manual rendering now happens in a fraction of the time. It completely frees designers up to focus on actual strategy. What's really fascinating about the upcoming 2026 UX and UI trends is the shift in how professionals actually want to use these tools. Looking at insights from Orzon, creators do not want AI to just blindly generate raw, finished output for them. That's not the goal. Instead, they want AI-assisted creative tools. They're asking for an AI that acts like a live color contrast coach, or maybe suggests dynamic grids in real time, or provides motion assistance based on the designer's specific intent. It is all about enhancing the creative flow, not bypassing it. When you map this out practically, in the real world, you end up with highly complex AI pipelines, like a computer vision workflow for an automated recycling app, for example. Systems like that can be built using synthetic data generated in Unity, and it proves an absolutely critical point. Designing an AI-first product isn't just about drawing pretty interfaces anymore. It is about deeply understanding and translating human needs into intricate, logical AI workflows that actually function and deliver tangible, real-world value. Okay, let's take a breath and do a quick reality check here. Because as McKinsey points out, there are some pretty severe limitations to generative AI that we absolutely cannot ignore if we want to build successful products. For one, AI tools are notorious for hallucinations, providing confidently incorrect information as if it were a proven fact. They can also perpetuate historical biases found in their training data. And perhaps most practically for designers, they can generate so many options so incredibly fast that it completely overwhelms teams, leading to massive decision paralysis. This brings us perfectly to the magic wand myth. Generative AI is not magic, folks. McKinsey shared a perfect, honestly kind of hilarious anecdote to prove this. An AI was prompted to design a passenger drone. It generated this sleek-looking, ultra-futuristic concept, but it had 3 propeller blades, making it aerodynamically unflyable. Oh, and on top of that, it completely lacked landing gear and doors. It is just a brilliant reminder that AI still heavily struggles with basic physics, safety protocols, and actual physical manufacturability. Which leads perfectly into this fantastic quote from Adzan. It's not about replacing creativity, it's about amplifying it. AI is a brilliant collaborator, but honestly, that's all it is right now. It can do the heavy lifting of generating initial concepts or organizing vast amounts of data, but it absolutely requires human judgment to curate those ideas, to refine them, and to ensure the resulting product actually works in the real physical world. It's an amplifier for sure, but absolutely not a replacement for human designers. So, to ensure products actually work for real people, methodologies like Human Design Technology, or HDT, are absolutely critical. Developed in Japan by Toshiki Yamaoka, this methodology emphasizes synthesizing ergonomics, cognitive science, and human behavior. It's all about using rigorous scientific analysis to manufacture truly user-friendly, reliable products, rather than just relying on a gut feeling or blindly trusting whatever an algorithm spits out. But how do we actually implement HDT before a product is even built? Well, you do it through virtual prototyping and empathic modeling. Designers use incredibly detailed digital models and highly immersive virtual environments to observe natural usage. By watching a real human interact with a virtual prototype, they can catch ergonomic issues, identify safety hazards, and smooth out usability flaws, long before expensive physical production ever begins. To see exactly how this human oversight integrates directly into automation, think back to that automated recycling app workflow we mentioned. There is a crucial step there called the human-in-the-loop protocol. This is a game changer. Whenever the AI's confidence in identifying an object drops below a certain threshold, the system automatically tags in a human for oversight. It's a fantastic real-world example of how iterative testing and human intervention remain absolutely paramount, even in the smartest, most automated systems out there. Now, even in the realm of physical manufacturing, things like modular design and AI assembly still rely heavily on human insight. According to sources like Tencom, AI is increasingly automating the design of modular components and speeding up physical assembly processes to an incredible degree. However, determining what those modules should actually be, figuring out how they fit into the broader product ecosystem, and ensuring they serve the end user's needs, that still requires that foundational human strategy we talked about earlier. All of this builds into a really cohesive philosophy shared by the UX Design Institute and Pixel Matters: iterate, iterate, and succeed. The modern design process has to be continuously updated to reflect AI's expanding, highly collaborative role. You don't just prompt an AI once, get a design, and ship the product. No way. You iterate endlessly, combining deep human empathy with incredible machine speed to slowly, carefully sculpt the perfect solution. So, what does the future actually look like? Well, McKinsey gives us a pretty amazing blueprint for the 2026 future design team. Designers must basically evolve into curators of creativity. Moving forward, you're going to need to combine human-centered storytelling, deep manufacturing know-how, traditional CAD skills, and advanced prompt engineering. Think of yourself as the conductor, and the AI tools as your orchestra, working together to produce something truly extraordinary. Which leaves us with a pretty stark, provocative question to end our explainer today. How will you adapt your human skills to stay indispensable in the 2026 AI-first landscape? The tools we use are undeniably changing faster than ever before, but the fundamental need for human empathy, logic, and strategic design is only growing. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope this exploration leaves you inspired and ready to master the next era of product design.